Hello everybody and welcome back to this channel. My name is Cassie and I make videos about our K1 journey and a lifestyle in general. This video today is going to be about our K1. It's a summary about our K1 timeline as well as the costs, plus answering a few frequently asked questions from my fellow Filipinas out there who are undergoing the same journey or who are in the same journey, or even those who are just in the phase of like thinking about dating a foreign national, specifically an American citizen. So if you fit those characteristics, if you fit those adjectives, ano tawag dun? Kung kayo yun, well, this video is for you. So just to set your expectation, I will be running you through our timeline and then sharing with you the costs, yung costs na fixed costs, because there are also costs that are discretionary, or kumbaga, it highly depends on how you want to do things or how you schedule your activities around. So this is just how we did our scheduling when it comes to medical exams, interviews, and whatnot. And plus, I flew from Bacolod, or from Negros. I am not from Manila. And almost everything in this process kailangan gawin sa Luzon area. So I had to fly maybe dalawang beses lang naman, kasi pumunta ako doon ng first time para magpa-medical, and then only in a week's time. So nagstay ako doon ng 1 week to wait for my interview schedule as well. So hindi na ako bumalik ng Negros. And then the second time for my CFO, it was the day before my scheduled flight to the United States. So parang dalawang beses lang ako pumunta. Okay, those are the considerations for this timeline and costs. Alright, so meron din pala ako dito kodigo as per usual, para hindi ako go around circles, and I will be able to share with you what I should share with you, and hindi ako yung chika ng whatever. Yeah, so okay, well, I'd like to start first with a background on what I know about K1 visa before I started dating my now husband. At zero idea, kasi naman I never dreamed of being here in the United States. If there's a country that I would wanna perhaps maybe live before, pero hindi naman talaga serious, kasi I was happy back in the Philippines. I love the weather, of the food, so I didn't really plan on moving anywhere. But I've been to Italy before for a business trip, and I fell in love with the country. It's just so beautiful, and parang you're like living in another era. Parang yung nasa TV, ganun yung vibe sa Italy. And then the food was amazing as well. So doon. Pero yung visa ko kasi noon is a work visa, so it was not me who did the whole thing. I just gave them what they asked for, and then I had my visa. Pero also been to Thailand, easy lang, kasi it's ano ba yun, on arrival visa or something like that. So there's no lengthy process like this US thing. Ngayon ko lang na-realize, ang hirap naman pala talagang pumasok sa US, no? Whether you be a tourist or for work, for students, or for fiancé, for marriage-based visa, mahirap siyang pasukin for whatever reason. So anyway, yun. Wala akong background about K1 visa. So I need it. If you can see in my previous uploads, marami ako doong in-upload na about K1 visa, because I really did my research. And one of the reasons why I uploaded those videos, or I made those presentations, it was for myself. But then again, in my previous upload, like before this video, I also shared with you that I was so focused on knowing about K1 visa that I failed to research about the process or the what I need to do after I get here, after getting married. So yun nga, I wasn't looking at the bigger picture. I was so just focused on that, which is something that you guys should learn from. So learn the whole thing, not just this phase. Of course, kailangan mong pagtuunan ng pansin ito for right now, but don't miss out on reading the steps moving forward. Okay, so with that said, if you're still like in a phase of parang napag-iisipan mo pa lang na mag-date ng American citizen, well, you need to also be ready for the changes, or like if it does go north, if things go north like how you want it to be, kailangan mong ihanda yung sarili mo na pumunta ka dito. Kasi, especially if you are marrying someone na hindi pa retirable, or yung nagtatrabaho pa, yung parang, hindi pa retirable. Kasi, it's not a very practical choice to live in the Philippines dahil wala masyadong trabaho for them unless mag-start kayo ng business, no? So, most likely, dito muna kayo. And then, for, baka sa future na yung mag-reside kayo in the Philippines. So, kailangan mo yung pag-isipan na kaya mo ba, gusto mo ba? Because for me, I honestly did not have that in mind. Hindi ko naisip na ako pala yung mag-move. Kasi diba, nakikita naman natin sa surroundings natin na sila, yung mga partners nilang AFAM, sila yung nag-move sa Philippines. But what the part that I missed is that yun palang mga nakikita ko, oh nga, matatanda na sila. Oh my gosh, no. Si hubby is not that old. So, but ayun na. I was already with him, and then we were already planning our lives. So, wala. This is where I am right now. But no regrets though. It's just that I could have, if I had this in mind before, maybe I could have planned things better. But it turned out okay naman, so not a problem. But for you, ikaw, pag-isipan munang maigi kung kaya mo ba to. Kasi it's not a joke here. Everything is completely different in, like, from driving, like the road signs, for example, completely different. In the Philippines, I know the stop sign is circle and it's red. Here, the circle sign refers to railroad crossing signs. And the stop sign here is a freaking octagon. Octagon or hexagon. Basta hindi siya circle. So yun lang. And then the measurement of everything, like for distance, they use miles. We use kilometers. For weight, they use pounds. We use kilograms. And for liquids, they use ounces. We use liters. So diba? And they use gallons. Iba siya talaga. And then the food here is so good. Pero, yun nga, depends on where you are in the US, but where I am, wala masyadong fresh seafood. So, and I love seafood. So, that's kind of a bummer. Pero, things like that, and you don't have your family here, you don't have friends, and tsaka, you're completely immobile if you don't know how to drive. So, you really also have to learn how to drive as early as you can. If you can do it in the Philippines, please do learn how to drive, because importante talaga dito yun. People are busy, they're working, so they cannot accommodate you at all times. Like, you want to go here, you want to go there. Hindi pwede. Hindi siya practical. So, kailangan mong matutong maging independent here. Although you have a husband and all that. Pero, kasi kailangan din naman niyang kumilos on his own. Hindi naman pwedeng all the time nakabuntot ka. So, yun. Buti na lang talaga in my line of work back in the Philippines, I was required to drive. So, alam ko na paano mag-drive. Pero, yun nga rin, wala akong social security right now, as I mentioned in my previous video, so I cannot yet get my driver's license, and I cannot open a bank account. I said to him this morning that I'm paralyzed here, but that's because I didn't do my research well enough. So yeah, ito, paulit-ulit na sasabihin ko, kumuha muna kayo ng SSN bago kayo magpakasal. Alright? Okay, so, with all that shebang, ano ba talaga yung K1 timeline namin? Yun eh. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm making this. I made this cheat sheet para hindi ako mag-go around circles. We're already 10 minutes in, and anyway, okay. We filed our case back in 2022, April 8, 2022. That's our NOA1 date. So yun yung time na na-receive ni USCIS yung petition for K1 visa. So si petitioner, si US citizen, at ako yung pinipetition ni US citizen. And then, over a year later, so May 10, 2023, naka-receive kami ng request for evidence, or RFE, which is very understandable kasi at the time, konti lang yung evidences na na-submit namin. So, meron din akong video on RFE, so just check my playlist, andun yun, to explain further about that. And then, May 19, na-receive na ni USCIS yung evidences na sinubmit namin as an answer to the request for evidence, or the RFE. And then May 30, 2023, na-approve yung aming petition. So that's the NOA2. So our NOA1, April 2022, NOA2, May 30, 2023. So it was over a year. So parang 13.8 months bago na-approve yung aming petition. And then, pagkatapos nun, August 3, so May, June, July, August, 60 days later, we received our case number. Pwede na kayong mag-inquire after 30 days from your NOA2 sa NVC for your case number. Why do you want to inquire? You want to inquire so you could schedule things around before your case updates to ready. I also have a video on that. So, kasi sinasabi nila, kailangan mo mag-wait na mag-case ready ka bago ka mag-schedule ng medical exam, bago ka mag-schedule ng interview. Alam mo, okay naman yun. Pero, sa akin, mas okay na mag-schedule before your case is ready. So you have a lot of time to plan things around, especially if you are working. Kasi magpa-file ka pa ng leave or whatever to go to SLEC and to go to US Embassy, blah, blah, blah. Ang dami pa. Tsaka mag-secure ng mga NBI clearance. It's such a pain in the butt to do all those things. And, you know, we are in a time crunch. Well, depende. Are you in a rush to be with your fiancé, or you're just, chill ka lang, diba? But for us, we've waited for over a year to get to the point where we were at na magkaka-interview na at this is not to mention like the available slots at the US Embassy Manila is like, for example, ngayon is, what's today ba? October 30. Yung posibleng available slot is December or January pa. So if you wait for your case to be ready, like average nasa 60 to 70 days from your NOA2, yun pa yung time na schedule ka ng interview. You're gonna be so lucky if you're gonna get an interview slot like a month later. Because grabe talaga yung pagka-full ng slots ni US Embassy Manila. Well, I'm not sure about the case now, but when I booked it, parang timing lang siya na may mag-cancel or whatever, so you're able to have an earlier schedule. But normally, it's like 2 months later pa yung available slots. So, it's like mag-add pa ng from your NOA2, this another like 5 months, 3 months for it to be case ready, and another 2 to 3 months to wait for an interview slot. That's like a lot of months already. So that is why we did everything before our case was ready. But of course, parang skinedule ko din siya na I assumed that the average processing time from case creation to case ready at NVDC is 90 days. So, August 3, na ano na siya. So, we had our number. But then from May 30, May, June, July, August, end of August was our 90th day mark from NOA2. So, schedule ko lahat after August 30. But I did the scheduling early August. So right after we got our case number, so yung status niya sa CEAC website is case created pa or at NVC. Ganun pa siya. Nag-schedule na agad ako ng una kong schedule is ang aking interview at the US Embassy Manila, because you need to work backwards on this. For me, that's how it worked. Una, I filled out the DS-160, and then pagkatapos, kasi kailangan yun sa CGI or CGI profile mo. Doon sa CGI website, Google nyo lang CGI website to apply for a US visa. Ihingin doon yung application ID mo from your DS-160. So the first thing to do is to fill out your DS-160, and then to create a CGI profile. Once you've done that, you also need to download your MRV fee, or like a receipt. I-Google nyo lang din how to pay for a US visa. And then you will see there that there are classifications of visa. So iselect nyo yung for K1 if you're a K1 visa applicant. And then magpo-produce siya ng para siyang it's something, deposit or payment slip that you will take to the bank with you na yun yung, the bank was RCBC. Yeah, so dalhin nyo lang yung paper to RCBC, and then magbayad kayo ng visa fee. If I'm not mistaken, it was about 15,000 something pesos. And then babalik nila yung paper sa'yo na customer's copy with a receipt number, and then at the back, magkakaroon ng parang printed machine validation of your payment. Now, after 24 hours pa before nag-reflect yung payment, i-enter mo yung receipt number ng MRV mo doon sa CGI profile mo. Tsaka pa mag-validate yung payment. And then, only after then, you will be able to schedule your interview. So, yun na. We had a first schedule actually was September 28th. Yung una kong schedule. But then, the following day, nag-check ako sa early in the morning, around 7 o'clock. May nag-open a slot September 13. So, I immediately changed from the original schedule to an earlier date. I think you are allowed to reschedule 5 times sa CGI profile. So, I did that. And nung nakakuha na ako ng interview schedule, dun pa ako nag-schedule ng medical exam. Now, I'm not sure how hectic the schedule is sa SLEC, but hindi naman masyadong problema when it comes to scheduling with them. I cannot recall having an issue. So, schedule ko siya like na lahat ng to mangyayari in 1 week. So, I worked backwards para hindi na ako balik ng, flying around the country for this process. I just stayed in Manila for 8 days. So, yung medical ko is September 6 to 7, and then my interview was September 13. Nung September 18, so 13 na-approve yung visa, paano ba na-approve? Na-approve yung visa ko during the interview, September 13, and they took my passport, and then pinadala nila sa akin via LBC. I picked it up sa designated branch nila in Bacolod, September 18. Yes, nag-text po sila sa Viber and also nag-email sila sa akin ng tracking number and instructions on how to claim my my passport and my yellow packet. So September 18, 5 days after my interview schedule. And then September 28, my CFO guidance counseling program, na-schedule ko na rin to early in August, just when I was scheduling my interview and my medical exam. So yes, we did assume and we claimed it to the universe na makukuha ko yung I will be approved. So we scheduled my flight to the US as well, September 29. So September 28, CFO. The next day, I was flying to the US already. So yun. From April 8, 2022, that is the submission date. Nakarating ako dito sa US. 1 month na actually yesterday. So September 29, 2023. So frequently asked questions before we go into the... Ang haba na ng video ko, pero I hope naman na-entertain kayo. And I'm sorry if I'm still like going around circles with this, but I feel like chika-chika kasi to. So, wala akong kachika dito. Oh my gosh, yung husband ko lang yung kachika ko. So, pagbigyan niyo na. Anyway, frequently asked questions. Number 1, when can I start filling out my DS-160? For me personally, as soon as you get a case number, start filling out your DS-160. And always remember to first write your application ID because yung system nila nagka-crash for some reason. And kailangan mo siyang i-save every page. Kasi parang I think there are 13 pages, if I'm not mistaken. So save ka lang ng save bago ka mag-next to your, sa next page para ma-retrieve mo yung information that you've put in after it crashes. Kasi nagka-crash talaga siya. Which I'm not sure if it's my internet or if it's their system. But the fact is that nagka-crash. So it's better for you to save your application ID so you can continue on filling out the form based on kung saan ka nag-stop from the time it crashed. Okay. So number 2, does it expire? You know, as long as the information provided is accurate and up to date, okay lang yung file mo. Na yung DS-160 mo. Yung DS-160 ko, yung date that I submitted it was August 8. Sabi ng iba parang 30 days na expire. Well, I can say that it's not true because my interview was on September 13. And August 8, September 8, yun yung 30th day mark. At saka 13 pa yung interview ko and tinanggap naman nila. Because for as long as the information there is valid, it's still good to go. However, yung confirmation number na ginamit mo sa CGI, remember earlier I mentioned that sa CGI website, kailangan mo yung DS-160 application ID mo. Isang beses mo lang tong magagamit. So, 1 interview schedule, 1 DS-160. If you're gonna do another interview later in the future for whatever reason, you need to create another DS-160. So, number 3. Can I schedule my interview before my case is ready? Yes, but at your own risk. The average days from approval to case ready before, or I don't know right now, but it was 70 to 90 days. This is from NOA2 to case ready. So to be safe na lang in my case, I made sure that I scheduled everything after the 90-day mark. Well, good enough na actually 68 days from NOA2 to case ready, 68 days lang. So I had a few days left to prepare. Safe. I was on a super safe zone. How can I prepare for the medical exam? So these are questions that I've been receiving on my Instagram page, here on YouTube, and on TikTok. So personally, I didn't really do anything to prepare for the medical exam. Nothing out of the ordinary. I really don't believe that there's any way to work around it because, you know, on top of the bare minimum that we do to take care of ourselves, like matulog ng maaga, keeping ourselves hydrated and all that shebang, wala kang magagawa if you have the TB or the sputum, whatever, kasi it's in your system na kasi yan. And the test that they did to me was physical exam tsaka blood test. So there's no way to work around the blood test, diba? So pray ka na lang and do the usual thing na for self-care. What questions were asked at SLEC, USM, and CFO? The questions that were asked sa tatlong interviews na to is just the basic, super basic information about me, like my name, my address, my birthday, my fiance's name, birthday, address, telephone number, and email address. When did we meet? How many times did we meet? Yung mga ganong basic questions lang na if you know your fiance well, which I think you should really know him well before deciding to come here, masasagot mo to lahat. Yung I find it challenging to memorize the phone number kasi iba yung format nila, diba? Sa atin, +63917 blah blah. Yung sa kanila is +1260 blah blah blah. So, at saka ang daming numbers kasi may house number sila, may zip code sila, tsaka ayun, yun lang. The numbers I found it difficult to memorize. Pero kakayanin naman. But you should have that in mind already. Okay. Before we hit the 30-minute mark, I will quickly share with you our expenses or the cost for K1 visa. So, in summary, muna sa timeline, NOA1 to NOA2 was roughly 14 months. NOA2 to case ready was 2.6 months. And NOA1 to visa on hand is 17.6 months. So the total process up until visa on hand is 17.6 months. Now to the costs. The filing fee at the time for I-129F is $535, or that's 30,415 pesos. The medical fee at St. Luke's is 18,540. The visa fee that we paid was $265, or 15,000 pesos and 15,065 pesos. So the total for those three major fees, non-negotiable fees, 64,020 pesos. Now, the other documents that you will be securing that are requiring fees are the following. So you need to get your NBI clearance, 155 pesos if you do the online payment. Second is your Senomar, 210 pesos per copy. Your birth certificate, 155 pesos per copy. Kasi sa US Embassy, kailangan talaga nila yung original copies. Others only took the photocopies, but the US Embassy, for civil documents, original copy talaga yung kinukuha nila. And then visa photos. Kailangan mo ng visa photos, both yung hard copy at saka yung digital copy. Kasi kailangan mo mag-upload ng photo sa DS-160 as well as sa CGI profile mo. So, yung pinayaran ko, pumunta ako sa SM, photo line, I think, 150 pesos. Visa delivery fee. Nakalimutan ko, parang 400 pesos. So, dineliver nila sa LBC, diba? So, pag claim ko, I paid them 400 or 450. Nakalimutan ko na, but it's around that mark, 400, 450 pesos. And then yung sa CFO, yung kailangan mo lang bayaran is yung documentary stamps. 30 pesos lang po. Wala nang ibang registration fee whatsoever fee. Sa CFO, 30 pesos lang. And then, of course, you also need to, if you don't have a printer at home, if you're gonna get all these printed and copied outside, at least mag-budget ka ng 1,000 pesos for printing and compilation. So the subtotal for all that is 2,000 pesos and 2,050 pesos. For other variable expenses, because yun nga, from Negros ako and I had to fly to Manila, stay there, nag-Airbnb ako ng parang 1 week or more than a week actually. I budgeted 20,000 for accommodation, and for my flights, 15,000 pesos. Meals and transportation for a week or like 7-8 days, 10,000 pesos. So that's a subtotal of 45,000 pesos. And the grand total from application to visa on hand is close to 2,000 US dollars or 111,000 pesos. So yun. And of course, di pa yun kasama yung flight to the United States is another chunk of gastos na naman. But anyway, it doesn't stop there kasi yung AOS, my gosh, 1,225 pesos yung application fee. And that's gonna be in another video. But I hope that you got something from this very, very long video. It's 30 minutes now. And I think I have to say bye. So yeah. I will try to put captions as well para mas maintindihan nyo if I'm not speaking claro in this video, because I don't know, it's October 30 as I'm filming this, and we still don't have our rejection packet from USCIS. And anyway, update on the job as well. So I had my interview last week, Thursday, and it was very, very good. It was very positive. And then sabi pa nga niya, if yung putting aside my employment status, he would have hired me. Oh my gosh, nakakaloka. Anyway, and I did the assessments already. We are now about to schedule my on-site interview and my site tour, or a plant tour. It is one of the top steel producers of the United States. Oh my gosh. So yun lang. So I really am praying to God na ma-provide sa akin yung employment authorization ko as soon as possible. Kahit na sinabi nila na they will wait for me pending my documentation. I guess nakakilig. But anyway, yun lang. I think yun yung pinaka good news na gusto kong ma-share sa inyo. And ako lang yata yung atat na maka-receive ng rejection from the USCIS, because we just want to move forward and get through with this so I can start to have an identity here and start going already. So yeah, no. Anyway, thank you so much guys for watching. I'll see you in the next